1492, the year the world changed forever? But what if I told you that history could have taken a different course? What if instead of Columbus in Spain, it was the Ottoman Empire that set sail across the Atlantic? What if the crescent moon had risen over the New World before the cross? Today, we explore an alternate reality, one where the Ottomans, the mightiest empire of the East, discovered America first. To understand this alternate history, we first need to examine the Ottoman Empire's power at its peak. By the 15th century, the Ottomans had conquered Constantinople, controlled vast territories from the Balkans to Arabia, and boasted a formidable navy. Their trade routes connected Europe, Africa, and Asia. And their scientific advancements in navigation rivaled those of their European counterparts. But could they have truly crossed the Atlantic before the Europeans? Let's imagine an alternate timeline. What if Sultan Selim I or Suleiman the Magnificent had turned their eyes westward instead of focusing on Europe and the Indian Ocean? What if, instead of prioritizing conquest in the Middle East and North Africa, the empire invested heavily in naval exploration? With their access to the Mediterranean and their control over seafaring technology, the Ottomans could have followed a similar route to Spain's, sailing past the Canary Islands and into the open Atlantic. Now, let's imagine the year is 1510. A fleet of Ottoman ships, commanded by a visionary admiral, set sail into the unknown, their destination, a land rumored to exist far beyond the western horizon. After weeks at sea, they arrive not on the shores of Anatolia or the Arabian Peninsula, but on the beaches of the Caribbean or the coast of present-day Brazil. What happens next? The Ottomans, known for their administrative efficiency, would have approached colonization differently than the Europeans. Rather than imposing forced religious conversions like the Spanish, the Ottomans might have incorporated local tribes into their millet system, allowing them to maintain some degree of autonomy in exchange for loyalty and tribute. Over time, Islam could have spread through trade, intermarriage, and cultural integration, rather than through brute force. Had the Ottomans settled in the Americas, the religious landscape would have been radically different. The indigenous peoples, instead of being introduced to Catholicism, might have encountered Islam. Mosques could have been built in place of cathedrals, and Arabic script might have influenced local languages. The fusion of Ottoman, Islamic, and Native American cultures could have created an entirely unique civilization. But what about Europe? Had the Ottomans claimed America? How would Spain and Portugal react? Would they accept a Muslim presence in the New World? Or would there be an all-out holy war across the Atlantic? The Pope already engaged in conflicts with the Ottomans in Europe, likely have called for a Christian crusade to reclaim the Americas. The result? Prolonged and bloody conflict between European Catholic powers and the Ottomans, fought not only in the Old World but in the lands of the New. Fast forward to the modern era. If the Ottoman Empire had established colonies in America, how would global power dynamics have shifted? Would the United States as we know it even exist? Would Turkish, Arabic, or Persian be dominant languages in the Western Hemisphere? Would the Industrial Revolution have taken a different course, shaped by Ottoman influences rather than European ones? History is full of what-ifs, and small changes can create ripples that transform the entire world. Had the Ottomans reached America first, the modern world as we know it might have been unrecognizable. From the languages we speak to the religions we follow, from the superpowers of today to the borders on our map, everything could have changed. But one thing is certain. The past may be set in stone, but the future is still ours to shape. What do you think? Could the Ottoman Empire have conquered the Americas? How would history have been different? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-bending historical scenarios.